Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Community Voices. And we're super excited today because we have really special guests from Latin America, and they're going to tell us about all the service design and action that has been happening. We have three chapter leads and a lot of people joining in, sharing with us their experience, insights, and stories. And I'm your host today, Sudesh Namata. I'm an SDN ambassador and super excited to get this session started. So let's bring our amazing guests to the stage. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Latin
Hello.
American is present.
Yes, it is super. Like, we were just doing this super fast, and everyone joined us. I'm super excited. Um, so, we're going to have a little bit of round of introductions, and then we'll dive in a little, like, start sharing about your chapter, your experience, and everything that you have for us today. So, let me start with Majo. Can I ask you to start us off today?
Yes, for sure. Thank you very much. So, hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending where you are watching us. Thank you all for being here. My name is Majo. I'm currently a senior service experience designer and researcher at Capgemini Invent. Um, I was born in Monterrey, but I'm currently based in Mexico City. And I'm also currently the co-founder, part of the co-founder team and chapter lead from the SDN chapter Monterrey.
Right, perfect. Thank you so much, Majo. I got disconnected for a moment there. And can I pass the ball to Gabriela?
Yeah, thank you. And hi, everyone. So excited to be here. My name is Gabriela. I'm also from Monterrey, although I lived in Mexico City for a while and then I went back to Monterrey. I've been working on the financial sector for over 10 years. I worked at the BBVA bank, then a brokerage called GPM, and then a crypto startup called Bitso. And I'm just recently starting to work as an independent consultant. And I've been doing a lot of teaching. I love teaching. So I've been teaching at the Central University, at the Ibero of Strategic Design Master degree. I have a domestic course on service design. And yeah, a lot of we did a conference on service design in 2019 and 2020. So we're really involved in the service design world.
That is amazing. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. I'm gonna. I think we have three people from Monterrey, and we'll just quickly get everyone's input. Priscilla, so you can go next.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm a service designer with over 5 years of experience. Currently, I'm working at a company called Openpay by BBVA. And also, I'm a design mentor at ADP List, also a teacher and member of this amazing community.
I love how you have like backgrounds in one thing, and then you're also doing mentorship. Maybe later we can leave like mentorship links for everyone, so that people can reach out to you. All right, Monse.
Hi, well, hi to all of the people that maybe they are Latin, maybe you are not, but I hope that at the end of this program, you will love to be part of our community here at Mexico. I'm a service designer with more of 14 years of experience. I have worked with several industries as an independent consultant. 5 years ago, I started teaching service design, and I found that it was so powerful that I get in love of teaching service design. And this moment, I am offering my programs, and I am working in universities teaching the future service designers of Mexico. And at this moment, I am very happy to see that the Latin community is getting involved, and that we are like giving these big steps So the service design that is made in Spanish will be powerful and will be united. So thank you very much for this opportunity.
Definitely. Thank you, Monse. Daniela.
Thank you. Hola a todos. Hey everyone. I love how this group it's we have a lot of connections, and I'm gonna go real quick on my background and about myself. So I grew up in the center of the country in Puebla and Mexico City. And then when I was working in Mexico City, I started listening about service design. And then I met Gabriela and Majo with the Service Design Mexico. Years later, I started working as a service designer in Accenture, which is where I work now. And then I found again Majo there. So I lived in Monterrey for a while, and I saw like closer the founding of Chapter Monterrey, and I remained like very inspired from that moment. So now that I'm living in Mérida, I wanted to do something similar, and that's where I started the chapter here in Mérida with Jessica and Norma, who couldn't be here today for personal reasons. And then we met Monse and the rest of the girls. So this is who I am and how connected we are, and working together to grow and share with the Latin community.
That is such a powerful statement. I think all of us actually start from one community, and then when we move, we're like, hey, I miss that community. So let's just start creating a new community here. And it really has that ripple effect. Daniela, tell us more actually about how you founded the chapter, like what's unique about the Merida chapter, and just in general, like what catapulted that entire episode of you finding it.
Sure, and it's a great moment to share this. We just turned one. We just have our first anniversary. We founded the chapter 1 year ago at the beginning of May. And what makes very unique this chapter is the southeast of Mexico, where Mérida is located.
Mm-hmm.
It's the service design discipline. It's very new. So it's been a challenge for us to share with the community, and we've received like a very good answer and support from universities and academic community. So I will say that is what makes us like right now particularly interesting as a chapter. We have a lot of support from universities and from the academic community, and also from the rest of the Mexican chapters. We have a lot of support. So I would say that makes us relevant today.
Definitely. And so I will now point towards your mentors, the Monterrey chapter. Do you have anything to add about like what was your founding story and what inspired you, and how are you helping the Merida chapter, in fact, like as you're growing?
Well, for us, it was back then in 2019. It was 5 regias. We call regias or regios to the people that's born in Monterrey. We gathered together, 5 of us, and pretty much with the goal of building a community in person in Monterrey that could with whom we could develop and promote this discipline by raising awareness of the impact and the benefits that service design could bring to the academy or to the organizations. Through the years, this purpose has remained the same, but honestly, our mission and vision and even our group has evolved. At the beginning, our group was with Mirna Flores, Penelope Monserrat, Veronica Vela, Gabriela Salinas, and myself, Majo Guerrero. And today, our group is formed by Gabriela Salinas, Priscila Luna, Hilary Treviño, Veronica Vela, and myself. So since we founded in 2019, well, everything changed with the pandemic, making us turn our plans to in-person plans to a fully virtual scheme, where surprisingly we got more support and impact further than in Monterrey. So that was super inspiring back then because we were, as I mentioned, we were thinking on promoting this discipline and raise awareness based in Monterrey through in-person events. But through time passing by and with the pandemic, we had to evolve. And even that we were frightened and everything, thinking about what would happen that year and how life would evolve within, surprisingly, we got a lot of support and we started to connect with a lot of chapters and other people from the Service Design Network and from other communities in Latin America. So that was really like very, very life changing and inspiring because even though we were thinking small at the beginning and for fully for our community, by the pandemic, surprisingly, this happened and made us start connecting with other people around the world. So that has been keep us pushing through. And right now we're super excited planning events with other chapters in Mexico that also got inspired to begin their own communities. And now I can proudly say that we work hand in hand towards certain goals that we're sharing. And we're also planning for the Service Design Day that I know we will talk a little bit more about that after. And we're also planning for the Service Design Global Conference, and that it's super, super exciting.
That is amazing. Thank you so much, Madhu, for sharing that. And really, I think you all started globally almost over there because it was more online. So you all had more of a global presence. And now, having even local events right now, I think you're creating such a beautiful community. Does anyone want to speak about any other specific challenges in the Monterey chapter, Priscilla? Or yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the main challenges that we have faced in this chapter, I think in in every chapter is common. I think at the beginning was the maintaining the consistent engagement of the people first for the pandemic, as Majo was sharing, because we were like moving to virtual environment, but right now we are eager to do more present in-person events, and yeah, to keep activating the chapter with these meetings and networks, that I think it's the most powerful thing in the community.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Monse, now tell us a little bit about your chapter and like what inspired you to start it. What is its founding story?
I can speak about our story now in the companion of my colleagues, and I can tell you that having a team it feels much better than when we started because at the beginning we start in 2021. I would like to send a special message to Delia Ramirez, which is one of the most important service designers here in Jalisco. She started this movement from a university named ITESO. And now in that university, we are having 60 graduates of service design every year. So from that context, we opened a chapter here in Guadalajara, having in mind the students that we already have here. But very quickly, it started like uh, support group because we found that most of the service designers in that moment we were feeling so lost and alone. So we instead of starting with technical master classes, we started like opening spaces to chat and get to know each other and to recognize ourselves in each other, what type of abilities, skills, what type of profile, what type of user we are, and so and in order to understand ourselves. In that moment, we were the only chapter active in Mexico, and the last year, I think that the most important moment in the history of the Service Design Network in Mexico is that for the first time we have three open chapters, three active chapters that can formulate a nationwide offer. We in this moment we don't know if the profile of the service designer in Guadalajara if they have the same needs and frustrations that in Monterrey or in Mérida. So in this moment, I think that is very special, because even though Monterrey have already the community, here in Guadalajara we have a community of almost 100 active members, and we have a WhatsApp chat that I will share with all of you, so you can join. We offer free events, vacancies, gossips of service designers, everything in that chat. We also have a mentorship program with special with professionals that offer their time to join the students. We as well have another program, so service designer can meet each other. So we are like the we are like the that ladies that make the purse. How do you say that? The one that join people so they get to marry. How do you say that? Well, we are like connecting people and trying to get to make networking between them. And luckily, we can share at the end all the events that we have. We already have a calendar for 2025 with one big event every month, and we hope that we can join and meet other people, so we can start thinking about the calendar of 2026, because we want really to promote service design in the region.
Definitely. And oh my God, all of you, as y'all were sharing about, I'm absolutely inspired by how you have like three amazing chapters. Most countries have one chapter, or you have one chapter in one time zone. I kid you not. You're the only place which has three amazing active chapters, and y'all are doing so much and creating such a beautiful community. So really, thank you for all your hard work there. As we're talking more about community building, I'm gonna start asking about the question Majo just mentioned, like, hey, what's happening for Service Design Day? Because that's coming up on 1st June, and everyone's excited, and I know every chapter has its own plans. So, Daniela, can I pass the ball to you for this one?
For sure. So we, as three chapters, we reunite since last year to make a huge event, and we call it. We decided to take the party more than one day, and we're making 1 week of service design. So this is the second edition of this event, and this year we're doing a series of chats and conferences based also on a global topic that it's transformation on business. So we're going to have 5 days of activities, and I would like Monse or Priscila to share more about those.
Priscila, arráncate.
Well, I think it's really amazing what we have built here, because last year we started with the Service Design Mexico Week. This is the second edition. And we started with an event in Monterrey that it's going to be in person at a coffee shop. And we want to stream or see the recording of a conference of the last year of the Service Design Global Conference. And this with the intention to share more about service design, transformation in business. And the other days are online, and it's with the chapter in Guadalajara and Mérida. And we are doing one that it's my favorite, I think, a panel with DJs. And we are sharing how these two techniques, like being a DJ and also being a designer, it's almost kind of the same thing, because at the end we are designing experiences. And yeah, Monse, go ahead with the next ones.
If you allow me, I will make it in Spanish, because I think that this is a message for all the Hispanic people that is watching us. Hermanos, hermanas, diseñadores de servicios que hablan español y que ansían tener espacios para ustedes, para conectar, para hablar de nuestras cosas, de nuestra realidad. únanse con nosotras esta semana de diseño de servicios que estamos preparando con mucho cariño para todos ustedes. Como bien dijo Priscila, tenemos 5 días preparados, empezando por uno muy especial donde va a haber contacto físico, hermanos, porque en Monterrey va a haber una reunión presencial el 1 de junio para que el mero día puedan disfrutar y puedan conocer quiénes están en su región. Y si ustedes gustan de espacios en línea, también los tenemos para ustedes. El lunes vamos a tener un break. Invitamos a todos los equipos de diseño de servicios que se tomen un break a mediodía, agarren una agüita fresca, una frutita picada y nos acompañan en la plática con Juan Giuseppe Montalbán Lume, que es un investigador peruano que ha colaborado para justamente desarrollar una metodología de productos de servicio, un sistema que nos proponen desarrollar para privilegiar los intangibles en Latinoamérica. Una metodología hecha de nuestra región para nuestra región. En el segundo día vamos a tener... bueno, más bien sería el miércoles, vamos a tener una plática sobre Journey Management con una latina que lo está rompiendo en Canadá, cómo se trabaja allá, cómo consiguió el trabajo, cuál es su trabajo, qué actividades hace, cómo se come eso, nos va a platicar todo el chisme. Después, como bien dijo Priscila, nosotras andamos en la actualidad y como Priscila es DJ, no lo dijo, pero porque es muy humilde, pero es DJ y aparte diseñadora de servicios. Entonces ahí se traslapan esos dos mundos y ella nos va a dirigir maravillosamente para poder descubrir qué tenemos en común y por qué decimos que diseñar es mezclar. Y por último cerramos con broche de oro, porque también aparte de fiestear, queremos aprender y nos va a compartir el líder de diseño de servicios de Mobility ADO, una empresa que está transformando la experiencia del servicio de transporte y nos va a compartir cómo miden, cómo hacen que el diseño de servicio sea negocio para los demás, pero sobre todo que los demás lo entiendan y lo sepan bien. Entonces, como verán, tenemos una oferta extraordinaria, eventos totalmente gratuitos y el calendario está en las redes de cada uno de nuestros chapters y si no lo encuentran, tienen aquí 5 contactos que pueden contactarnos directamente y les aseguro que les vamos a dar la información que requieren para que disfruten de su semana. Thank you.
Thank you, Monse. I'm sure it reached all the right ears that I was supposed to. So thank you so much for that. I think for the next part, just getting a sense of like, hey, Gabriela, can you tell us a little bit about what was the celebration like last year and how is it going to be different this year?
Yeah, we're so excited because last year we also had a week and it was the first time we started collaborating more between the 3 chapters. This time, I think that we are more united. We have been collaborating more and it's very good because I think that we can see also people from other places in Mexico. Like Mexico is a huge country and like this service design industry is slowly growing, so we have every time like Puebla or like even Mexico City, because Mexico City, they don't have a chapter, but there's a lot of services. I think that an interesting community, but they are all very busy to have a chapter. But the idea of having more virtual events, it allows us to have people. We're excited about that. Even like I think last year we had guests from other countries as well. So that's very interesting for us too. We love when we have people, like we have been connecting with people from Argentina, from Colombia. So that always makes us very happy. So I think that's an interesting thing. And last year we also did a lot of tiny events during the year. I think my connection is
yeah, it's a little bit.
I have
No, but
it's a little bit laggy, but we can hear you.
We feel you. We feel you.
Super. Thank you. So we're very excited. We have a lot of learnings from last year, from the other events that we were doing. Actually, something that we didn't mention at the beginning while we were giving the overview, is that last year we had a very amazing event because we had Birgit Mager coming to Monterrey. She was coming to an event on a university called UDEM, and we were able to meet her in person. And she gave a very amazing talk about the origins of service design and her vision for the future of service design. So we have a lot of learnings from this, and also very excited that now the conference is going to be in Dallas, super close to Mexico this time. And I think this is reviving the fire in a lot of service designers in Mexico. We want to connect again. We want to meet in person. And so we want to make some noise. Some people are getting excited, and we hope that they can come to the event as well. We're already buying our tickets and promoting the event so more people can attend. So I think that all of this is just a lot of energy and a lot of discussions about what is coming next for the service design industry and how can we really make impact in the companies that we work on. So that's the conversations that we're having. So we're very excited.
Thank you, Gabriela. And you make such an important point for everyone who can, of course, see the QR code. Like, that's your ticket. So scan that and get in there and attend the event. But a lot of, like you mentioned, that the theme was also business transformation, and it is in line with the Service Design Global Conference. It's almost like a prequel to what's going to be there at the conference. So you have these mini events where you're connecting, building your community, and then you go and build your global community and bring that back. So that's super exciting. About the Service Design Global Conference, so who has already been to the conference and they're excited about going this year? There you go. Tell us more, Monse.
Well, for me, I have to tell you, I know that my experience is a little bit different because it was the first time that I have this experience. I didn't knew what to expect, neither for the country or for the event. And what I can tell to young people and for all practitioners is that you don't imagine the impact or the power that it gives you to know people that have more things in common with you than differences. Because I noticed that we were from all around the world, different contexts. I understand that my experience, I am from a very little town. I didn't have the opportunity to have the formation from a college. So I thought that I would feel like an outsider, or I didn't thought that I have a place in the industry. But in the moment that I came and I placed my first step in the conference, I noticed that I have a place in this family. I noticed that I know more people that I knew, that more people that I noticed they already know me for the activities that I make in the service design network space. So that feeling of having a place, of having coworkers, of having poles that have the same experience, even though we have different countries with different contexts, because we don't need to have an experience alienated from others. We is part of to be service designer is to learn how to connect with others. And I think that this experience of connecting with people that from other countries, but they as well get in love with service design as you, it is very, very powerful. Beside that, I have to tell that since I placed in my curriculum that I went to the Congress, I noticed that even in the interviews that I have for jobs, they ask me about the Congress. They ask me what I learned, what type of techniques I learned, what news I have, since that's the most innovative place in order to learn about service design. So I think that it has value in my curriculum. It has a value in my self-esteem as a service designer. And it has a value in the network, because I noticed that this year, since I opened myself to know other people as well open them to get to know me. So I think that is an experience that is very valuable, and I invite all the service designers from around the world to gather and be part of this experience, because it is life-changing.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Mansi. And that is so true. It is life changing. Even I attended the Helsinki conference last time for the first time ever. And it was incredible, the kind of people you meet, the knowledge that you gain. And you have access to this network, which is not only like you feel relatable, because in a lot of times you're not able to like have such a service design conversation maybe with the people you're working, because you're always teaching to them. So like it's lovely when you can share that language and grow from there. So just inviting everyone to come to the conference. It's happening in Dallas this time, and we're excited for you to join us. All right, I have one question for you from the audience, so we'll take that, which is oh, and you also have someone from LinkedIn telling Monse that, Monse, this is how we met. So great. It's showing that, hey, your network is already seeing this. Yeah. So one question is that, well, how do you reactivate a chapter? So like, what advice would you give to someone who's starting a chapter or reactivating? And since Daniela did it recently, do you have any advice for them?
I will say that think big, start small. I think it's a really good mindset, because I think everything can start with a shared coffee chat, a small gatherings, or also a LinkedIn post asking who is interested. Because I think you will be surprised of how many people are waiting for someone to spark that fire. And also, I think as service design is all about co-creation and collaboration, I think building a chapter is too. So you don't have to do it alone at the end. I think what I have learned with these amazing girls in this LATAM community is that you can reach out to other chapter leads and ask questions. Don't be afraid to experiment. And at the end, I think what is really valuable is the collaboration over competition. So I think it's how we can give more powerful to this global conversation in local insights.
Definitely. And for all your local chapters, check out like which is your local chapter. If you have one, please join it. And if you don't have one, you would be the founding person. So reach out to us and we'll help you get it off the ground. Perfect. With this, we're actually coming to the end of our conversation. And we have one closing round for everyone, which is tell us a little bit about your service design uh, mantra is what we call it, or you could also say, I don't know what's a word in Spanish. It's more like a personal yeah, personal analogy or thinking that is very unique to you. Majo, can I ask you to start us off?
Oh, wow. I think I'm gonna just pass it through right now because I'm still thinking.
Okay.
This is a hard one. So I'm gonna nominate, I don't know, Danny, why don't you go first?
All right. I think I have it, and I like to share that when I teach or when I share some knowledge from my experience in service design. And in Spanish, I say, sé un chismoso profesional, and it's like be a professional gossiper, but not, or more as a curious part. Like always ask people and get to know people and get to know why they do that work and how they do it. And just know people, know your team, know who you will work with, or know your client, or know the users you're going to be working on. And always ask and always be curious, because that will take you places. That's my mantra.
That's amazing. Who wants to go next?
I can go.
There you go.
So there's something that I always say, and maybe it's a little bit basic, but it's like from a lot of questions that I usually have when I'm teaching, and it's like, you don't have to be a service designer to be doing service design. I think there's a lot of people that want to have the title or the role, or they're looking for a job that it's called service design, but they don't really have to have that to start implementing the knowledge, the methodologies. I think that there's even more power in not being a service designer, but having this mindset and making sure that you're bringing this perspective into your work. So that's my mantra.
Thank you for sharing that, Gabriela. Monse.
Well, I will say it in Spanish because I don't know if it has a direct translation in English, but I always say that I think that my grandmother is the one that made me service designer, because she used to yell me that always when she thought that I wasn't doing something, she yelled me, "El que no nace para servir, no sirve para vivir." So the one that doesn't serves to others in the life doesn't know how to live. You know, the position, we have to know how does it feel to be in the position to serve others, and to find ourselves in that position. Because even though if others see problems when the way that you are acting, if you are willing to serve, you will find always the words to connect with others. So I will say that that will be my mantra.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So now we have Majo Priscilla who's going first.
You want to go, Majo?
Yes, for sure. I would say also a quote that is that very similar to what Monse just mentioned, that goes something like, human beings only reach their full potential in service to others. And this comes from this mindset, to be really present, understanding that we live surrounded by services. So I would encourage everybody that's watching us right now to just look around and find something you feel that you can change. And you're just to say that your willingness to make a change or to drive change, it's enough to ap- para aportar su granito de arena, like to make something worth it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Majo. Priscilla.
Yes, thank you. I think is hacer visible lo invisible, making visible the invisible. I think this quote really resonates with me every time I'm working as service designer. And I think one of the superpowers of service design is to being an enabler of relationships, of communications, of everything at the end. So yeah, I think it's not only collecting evidence, that is not enough now. The goal is to make an impact and make the transformation happen. So I think this is powerful, to make visible the invisible.
That is so true. And you've shared some really amazing mantras here. Is there another name for Spanish, in Spanish for mantra? Like a personal motto?
I
Yeah,
think
it could
that,
be.
yes,
What is
But
it?
mantra works.
Okay.
mantra.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. And this was an absolutely amazing conversation. We had so much insight and such lovely stories from all of your amazing chapters. For everyone out there, you're missing out if you're not in one of these chapters. So join right today. And I'm just going to pop up the link, join the community, join our chapter. And we have this is our month of membership, month of May. So you're going to have a lot of amazing discounts available till June 5th. So don't miss out on that opportunity. Thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure, and have a wonderful day ahead. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Adios.
Thank you. Smile for a
Bye.
picture. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.